What's up, YouTube? It's Ned back at you with another video. Today, this time it's going to be about the reasons why we left after Destiny 1 and now why we're subsequently back, 4 years into Destiny 2. Just want to take a quick time to give a reminder to go ahead and hit that subscribe button up top if you haven't already. That super helps out the channel. Also, don't forget to drop by the Twitch stream, twitch.tv/NedLeeTV down here at the bottom for you. Links are down below in the description as well. Definitely helps out there. We do stream almost every day except for Mondays. Schedules can be found on Twitter. So yeah, that's about it. Let's go ahead and pop into this. Destiny as a looter shooter franchise was groundbreaking back in the day when it first came out, back in the 360/Xbox PS4 era. It is a game that I, to preface, have put over 1,500 hours into back when it first came out. Played every expansion it launched, did 24-hour run-throughs, cruised through leveling, and the memories that were made in that game still I hold near and dear to my heart. Between getting the Gjallarhorn and the Crota raid, looking for sword bearers on LFG in order to be able to actually beat that raid, from our first clear of Vault of Glass, meeting my old compadres of Whiskey 6 at the time, are still memories that I hold near and dear to my heart. The hours of PvP that was played in Destiny 1 by me and my friends still is something that I hold near and dear to my heart, acting more as a chat room for us rather than a video game in itself. The loot grind was far superior, the raids were fantastically designed, Trials of Osiris gave stakes to the PvP grind that we always wanted. Needless to say, Destiny 1 is still one of the best games ever made. In 2014, Destiny 2 had come out. Our group was excited, we were stoked, we were ready to go. More Destiny, what would go wrong here? And to say that Destiny 2 was a bad game at launch would kind of be of an overstatement. It wasn't bad necessarily, it was just different from what we were used to. Your grind was kind of capped every week between getting higher level drops. The Leviathan raid, the first wing, was pretty lackluster in its encounters, being more mechanically heavy driven rather than having cool boss designs and interesting boss fight mechanics. The Leviathan raid was actually the breaking point for a lot of our group, basically because, you know, they're with no good boss designs and with only having encounters like running in a circle and having massive callouts, it kind of just left everybody going, what is this? What are we doing here? Where was the Vault of Glass? Where were those mechanics? Where was the Crota with the sword bearer? Where was the House of Wolves raid with all the red poo and all the secrets and the cool exotics that were in that? It was just those raids are the pinnacle of content in Destiny 1. It just that's my favorite content that was ever made. I came from World of Warcraft, where we were a hardcore progression raiding guild, and Destiny raids were rivaling in mechanics on that, albeit a little bit simpler because it was a first-person shooter. They were still, Vault of Glass is still one of the best experiences in video games I've ever experienced. And we get the Leviathan raid, where you run in a circle with a ball, or you have to shoot plants in order to kill dogs. Or let's talk about Trials of Osiris that Destiny 2 did not launch with. You had your ticket where you had your max amount of wins that you could get, and if you made a flawless ticket, you got to go to this mystical place called the Lighthouse, and it was highly sought after. Hardly anybody ever made it. I think the stats that ended up coming out were like 3% of people ever made it to the Lighthouse, because the same group of people would go over and over and over and over again, and people would just bash their heads against the wall trying to get there to get that end game loot. There was a reason to do it, and Destiny 2, when it launched, just didn't have any of this. It just didn't have it. So at that point, everybody waited for the Osiris DLC to come out, taking you to Mercury. This was a great moment, because after you beat, your flawless run in Trials, you go to Mercury. It's amazing. That may have been one of the worst expansions that Destiny has ever seen, based solely on a content perspective, only introducing one new strike, few exotics, and not adding that much more to the game itself. That was pretty much where I fell off, as well as the rest of my group. A couple of people still kept going, but most of us moved on to different things, playing Apex Legends or anything else that came out at the time, really. I hopped back into Destiny 2 at about the Forsaken time, and I will give credit where credit is due. Forsaken added a lot to the game that made it 1,000 times better. The story itself was absolutely fantastic. The Dreaming City as a zone is second to none, with all of the secrets that are hidden within it, all the different items and things that you can do in it. The raid is a lot better due to fight mechanics and everything like that, but it still didn't have that end game stickiness that Destiny 1 did. It still had its predetermined gun rolls. It still had no trials, and just the content was there. It was working itself to be better, but it still wasn't in a place where you could literally spend hours and hours and hours grinding the end of the game just to try to get the perfect gun rolls, the perfect armor set. That just not having that stickiness, it just didn't hit anymore. It didn't have the staying power that Destiny 1 still had, just based off of those things alone. Much like Diablo or any other loot-based game tends to have, where you can get different rolls for a better gear set in order to get that god roll that will just clap anyone's cheeks anywhere you go. Since Forsaken came out and I dropped out again, I've still been paying attention to Destiny. Its seasonal mechanics and going free to play after splitting from Activision was a great step in the right direction in order to get the player base back up. The re-edition of Trials is another thing that always piqued my interest of getting back into it, and then remembering that they actually started having different rolls on guns was what finally brought me back about 2 weeks ago. I've been grinding hard. I'm at like light 981 now. Iron Banner is just finished. And Destiny is in a spot, at least for me currently, where there is so much to do. There's so much additional content to consume. There's so many guns to get. There's so many rolls to grab. There's so many different types of weapons and styles that you can get. The armor sets are diverse. They're nothing nearly as good as the aesthetics of Destiny 1, but it's getting there. We're working our way there. The addition of new content every season has helped bolster that community in order to give them something new to mess with about every 4 to 6 months. With a new expansion coming on the horizon, with more announcements of Destiny content coming here, I believe in July. It's a very exciting time to see what's going to be happening in that game. I can safely say now that I have fallen back in love with Destiny again, and it's a void that I've been missing for a long time. I've bounced around from game to game to game, enjoying things here and there, but nothing with the sticking power that Destiny 1 held for me at the time. Like I said, 1,500 hours. That's more time that I've spent in a game than anything else. Also, with the advent of it being on PC and actually running butterly smooth over 60 frames a second has been amazing as well. It's still sad to see that my console brethren have to still be frame locked, but hopefully we can get there with the next generation of consoles as well. So it's, to cap all this off, it's a super exciting time to look at Destiny again, give it another look. It's a little disconcerting to get into right now based off how much they throw at you, which we'll talk about in subsequent videos, but that amount of stuff that you have to do is actually what leads to the longevity of that game. The amount of exotics that there are to grind for just based off the quest alone, as well as still getting them in random drops, the amount of gear that you can get, the different roles that you can perceive, the different theory crafting you can do based off set perks that you can get on these guns, or it's just, once again, it's reached its limitless potential, and I am none more happy to be back and part of this community again. It's been very welcoming to come back. A lot of people who have been playing have, basically welcomed me back with open arms. I still haven't found my clan, much like Whiskey 6, but we're working on building something together. So if you ever see me in game, Nedley TV, definitely hit me up, shoot me an invite, we can get some games in. I am still looking for a trials group, just throwing that out there. Our PvP skills are getting better and better and better each day. And definitely tune into the Twitch channel where we play Destiny basically every weekday except for Monday, reserving Saturday and Sunday for community nights and Sunday fun days. But definitely come hang out. I'm looking forward to it. More content coming on the YouTube here soon. This week we're going to focus on how to get into Destiny itself, so definitely keep an eye out for those videos. And well, everybody, those are my thoughts on Destiny 1 and coming into Destiny 2. I'm super stoked to keep playing Destiny 2. I'm super stoked to be making a lot more content about it, so hopefully you guys will join me. Once again, don't forget to hit that sub button up there. Go ahead and follow the Twitch as well at twitch.tv/NedleyTV. We do stream almost every day except for Mondays, different variable times. Join the Discord, the links will be down below, and I will see you guys next time with another video tomorrow. I will talk to y'all later.